Hello and welcome, I'm your host KB and you're watching the Retrospective.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I've spoken about Scooby-Doo previously and mentioned how massively popular the character and franchise is, spanning numerous decades now with a mind-boggling number of TV shows and films.
It's Scooby's All-Star Laugh Olympics. Ready, set, go! Yeah.
Are you pumped and ready? Hope your nerves are steady. Scooby-Doo, I see you.
Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
With the animated feature film Scoob coming out a few months ago, it got me thinking about the franchise again and how it's constantly reinventing itself for a new audience. Shows being rebooted, retooled, or adding new characters has been happening for a long time. We take an iconic character, give them a new show, add a new character, and bam! Instant success, right? Well, obviously that isn't always the case. In fact, I've previously spoken about the short-lived series A Pup Named Scooby-Doo and how these new reimagined series don't always hit their mark. The original Scooby series, Scooby-Doo, Where Are You?, was a massive hit, first airing in 1969. The series didn't have a ton of episodes, with only 3 seasons and 41 episodes being produced, with the last of those episodes airing in 1978. During its tenure, we would also see the releases of other Scooby series, such as the new Scooby-Doo movies in 1972 and the Scooby-Doo show in 1976, though these largely continued on the format established in the original series. With the threat of cancellation looming and the show's creators feeling that the format had grown somewhat tired, they decided to add a new star character to the mix, and thus we got the 1979 series Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo.
Scooby, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo. Scooby, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo. Scooby, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo.
The pint-sized Scrappy-Doo, originally voiced by Lenny Weinrib, was introduced as Scooby's nephew. Somewhat the antithesis of Scooby, Scrappy was a strong and feisty little guy who was always up to take on the bad guy.
All right, lady monster, listen and listen tight. My Uncle Scooby's busy inspecting my Scrappy trap, so I'm gonna splat you for him. I give him a left and a right, and I... Okay, you Uncle Nappers, listen up and listen tight. Hand over my Uncle Scooby before I hand over my fist.
While we had seen other new characters in previous series, Scrappy was the first new lead character. Aside from the new character addition, the actual formula of the series didn't really change. Velma, Daphne and Fred were pushed more to the background, with Scrappy, Scooby and Shaggy becoming the show's stars. The show still featured the same mystery of the day episode structure, which, while there is nothing wrong with that, as proven by the property's continued success to this day, at the time they weren't exactly reinventing the wheel. The show had the same solid casting, from Don Messick to Casey Kasem, and the production was solid as always. Scrappy's addition to the new series did originally help the show's ratings, but the series would only last 1 season and 16 episodes in this format. It was then retooled into shorter segments, which would appear in the Richie Rich Scooby-Doo show, and later the Scooby and Scrappy-Doo Puppy Hour. The last series to star Scrappy-Doo in a starring role would be the new Scooby and Scrappy-Doo show, which aired in 1983 and ran for 2 seasons.
Scooby, Scooby-Doo, Scooby, Scooby-Doo.
After this, Scrappy would only appear sparingly, which was probably for the best, as the character had somewhat overstayed his welcome by that point. Over time, Scrappy has developed a somewhat mixed reputation, with some simply stating the character is annoying, while others look at his creation as signaling the end of the show's original golden years. I personally enjoyed the character as a kid and still have a lot of nostalgia for this particular show. I wasn't the biggest Scooby fan back then, however, and I wasn't even close to being born when the original show first aired, so I mainly saw this series along with the Pup Named Scooby-Doo reruns in the 90s.
Okay, CBs, do your worst.
Like, I don't think you should have said that.
Now, let's be honest here, Scooby-Doo is one of the most beloved and iconic characters in animation history. Now, even if Scrappy-Doo was a perfectly written character, in this series he was always going to play second fiddle to Scooby, and thus could never live up to Scooby-Doo's iconic status. That being said, I don't think Scrappy necessarily warrants the hate that he seems to receive. I get why he hasn't been featured in recent years, and I think that they should stick with using him only for cameo appearances.
Scrappy-Dappy-Doo! Ghosts don't stand a chance with me. Let me at him.
The original 16-episode run of the Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo series are available on DVD and to watch streaming online. In my opinion, these original episodes are the episodes to watch, especially if you are a Scrappy-Doo fan.
Scrappy-Dappy-Doo!
Scooby-Dooby-Doo.
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go and hit like, subscribe to the channel, and as always, I'll catch you guys on the next episode of The Retrospective.